Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? My name's Amy.
My name's Declan.
Nice to meet you.
Absolutely.
You want to sit down right
here?
here?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
So how are you doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing really well. It's so nice having you here today.
I know. I'm glad to be here. I haven't been to Colorado before, so this has been a new place for me.
Welcome.
I know. Thank you.
It's a beautiful place.
It is. Snowy, too.
Yeah, I haven't been here that many years. I've only lived here about 5 years, so I was born and raised in Virginia, so it's a little bit new and different for me,
Absolutely.
but I do like it here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so where are you from?
I'm from Virginia as well.
Okay.
So, and I work with a lot of athletes across country, but mainly in the East Coast. And we focus in sports that are tennis and soccer predominantly, but as you know, we're here today, we're both looking to kind of expand into new ventures with basketball.
Oh, okay. So how long have you been an agent?
20 years.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a lot of experience on your belt.
Absolutely. How long have you been in the business?
Actually, only currently been the vice president of business development for about 6 months now.
Okay.
I recently joined the company due to the new foot line they put out for basketball.
Right.
This company is a privately owned company. It's been around about 25 years. We design sports equipment, sportswear, you name it, apparel. And we've done really well in the urban areas for our casual footwear.
Right.
It's been really successful. So yeah, we sell mostly our products are aimed towards soccer or outdoors so people who play all kinds of sports. But yeah, again, I said it's been around 25 years. I currently only been working for 5, but I can tell you right now, my time here, it's been a really great experience.
Definitely,
so
absolutely.
I like working for them.
Yeah, I think this could be a really cool opportunity. I know that we want to venture out, and I know that you yourself want to venture out.
Yeah.
Have you guys looked into the sneaker line at all very much? Are you looking to get started into it?
Yeah, we are. So we saw an opportunity, something we were kind of missing in our company. We saw an opportunity, so that's why I said we recently have acquired basketball footwear in our company, and that's why I kind of joined the team working here. It's because that's something I'm interested in. So yeah, it has. But I mean, we're kind of known for casual, but kind of professional footwear. It's quality, high quality, and it's primarily becoming a more popular casual footwear among the young Americans.
Right.
So it is, it is pretty popular. We're just a private-owned company, but we've been really successful. So
yeah. So why basketball? Why is this the next industry and market you guys would like to go into?
We kind of looked at some of our competitors to kind of see what they're doing, and this is kind of a segment we're missing. It's also the president of the company. She's very passionate about sports, and she is very passionate about basketball, all sports. She has a great passion for children too, and kind of getting them involved, the importance of being in a sport.
So tell me a little bit about the player or representative you're kind of looking for with your new lines coming out.
Well, obviously I'm looking for someone who's successful, has a great reputation, someone that I have seen grown, that could be known as a superstar.
Right.
I know Mr. Wiley, he made the all-rookie team of the year, and that's amazing.
Yes.
And he's been an NBA player for 2 years now, right?
Yeah, correct. He'll be entering his second year.
Yeah, I've seen him. I've been watching him. My company, especially. I know I've seen him on TV multiple times. I'm a big basketball fan myself, so that's why I'm really interested taking this job. But anyways, so yeah, our company kind of saw an opportunity to kind of join this segment, so we did. And for a basketball player, we're just kind of looking for someone who shows potential growth, someone we think that could represent our company and the shoe line of themselves pretty well into our standards.
Absolutely.
So with him, I see a lot of growth just over the past few years, how much he has improved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so is he interested in looking for, a company to invest in to have his own apparel or shoe line?
He definitely is, and I think the biggest objective to point out to you is that he's looking for a company, well, he's not necessarily looking for a company, but he's looking to get a fresh start, and he wants to be able to make a difference. And as you said, even things like working with children, he's very, very prominent in the area with youth groups for basketball, and he feels that sports saved his life. And I kind of sense the passion that you have for sports. He has the same passion, and he's, like I said, he's willing to say it saved his life.
Yeah, I mean, totally. I could totally understand that. The president, she's really into getting children involved. That's one thing. Sports gets children out of trouble, keeps them focused in school, the importance of making good grades while playing sports. So I know we're really passionate about that as a company.
Yeah.
And I understand he has had a kind of a harder time growing up, kind of staying out of trouble with his reputation. And I know he's looking to, kind of gain a great reputation back. And I know he has showed it in his performance, but it also has to do with your attitude and how you present yourself. So, that's why I said we're kind of looking for someone who I think can really represent it. because we like to have known as a really nice, high-quality shoe brand,
Right.
and mainly we like to be a good role model, not only
Absolutely.
for just the children, but for all ages.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure that's like for any other company,
Absolutely. And I think that what makes Theotis an ideal and perfect candidate for you guys as representative is that he's experienced some of the things that he's been troubled by. He experienced a lot of things as an 18-year-old, which most 18-year-olds don't have to go through. He's been in the spotlight his entire life, essentially. He's had to deal with a lot of, troubling things, obviously. But, he's had essentially a reason for it, and he wants to take these experiences and not use it as a way to bring him down, as an excuse. But he wants to take these, negative experiences and turn it into something positive for another company like yourself and, children around the area.
I understand. Is there like something tragic that's happened through his life growing up, or?
Yes, both his parents died when he was very young. So unfortunately,
that's awful.
It's very terrible. So it's something he's actually never really been able to kind of, as you can see with his past, being able to.
But the
cope
sports
with.
has kind of been the main thing in his life throughout his life.
And even with and sports have been what's gotten him through it this far. And even at a young age, he's been forced to move from foster home to foster home to foster home. So consistency, consistency in pretty much every aspect of life is something he's looking for. Even if it may be, he wants to work hard in the same spot, and he wants to work hard for the same kind of people that support him and that are around him.
I totally, my heart goes out to him, because
Absolutely,
that's really hard to deal with your whole life.
I relate that to him too.
Yeah, but he's thrived, and look at where he's now. He's an NBA player, making All-Rookie Team of the Year, so that's awesome.
That's right.
And that's what we look for. We look at kids. I know my boss, she's gone out and gave children sports apparel or maybe funding to be able to participate in sports, because they don't have the needs and they're unfortunate.
Absolutely.
So, him growing up like that, foster home, he could do really well working with some of our charities we kind of put on every year.
Yeah.
And work with kind of the school systems locally.
Definitely.
And across. But is he really involved in the community?
He is really involved in the community. He is, and he's essentially looking to make his his entrepreneur and business moves in reestablishing himself as a person and as a man. Money isn't always the first concern of his right now. He wants to work with a company who isn't focused on always the numbers, but they do other things to help the community, help the people around them.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, you seem like a good fit. I mean, I would say you guys are looking for someone who is, just as interested and passionate about helping the area and the community, especially the kids, the sports, to represent you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely. We're looking for someone who kind of gets out there, gets involved in the sports. So tell me a little about him. Where is he originally from?
He's originally from North Carolina.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And
I know he did 2 years kind of in and out of school for a couple years, going to a couple schools.
He did. He did bounce around with a couple different schools. He started at a very prominent college, being North Carolina.
Yeah.
And then he ended up having to step down a couple levels in the division, not because of talent, but strictly because he did have a little issues with, teammates, coaches.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to keep in mind, he's 18 years old.
Yeah.
Never had role models. He dealt with a tragic event where there really is no answer to deal with your parents passing away at a young age. There's no antidote. There's no, that's something that happened, and you have to. It takes time to figure out how to work on that. And he's realized that. Unfortunately, he's had more negative, right. But as far as his on-court play, this is his talent in and of itself, where this is what separates him from everybody else. And I don't mean in just a stats way, but he's special because of the way he plays. And, special things can do, special gifts can create special opportunities for other gifts as representing, other people,
Yeah, I mean, we definitely see him as a superstar. He's, he's really grown. Like I said, we've been watching his performance for a while.
Absolutely.
He's done a great job. That's really awesome how far he's come. I can't even imagine what his future holds for him.
Mm-hmm.
So he is interested in kind of joining a company with his own kind of apparel.
Yes, absolutely. And he wants to work with organizations who want to work with him, but he's also very interested in your the startup of your new shoe deal. And I know that you guys have reached out to other superstars in college and whatnot. But Theotis has already kind of established himself in the league as an All-NBA rookie. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have another level to go to. He is at the highest level, and he's also playing at one of the highest levels. He was almost nominated and almost won Rookie of the Year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's really, really great. Has he had any other awards or?
As of right now, he just had that that all rookie team.
Okay.
But as far as being the rookie of the year, which is obviously I'm sure you're aware is the most talented rookie in the league. He was highly regarded and considered to be one of the top candidates for that position.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that is really awesome. Well, we would really, kind of like to make a deal.
Right.
So I know you're here to represent him.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I don't know if you want to talk about it. So, like, kind of more like when we have someone sign a contract with us, we usually give them a signing deal offer.
Okay.
But there's kind of rules you have to follow. So when you do sign a contract with us, some of the rules is like him wearing our apparel constantly, not constantly, but if he's in practice, game, obviously he has jerseys he's got to wear, so that's understandable, but more the shoe line that we're looking at him establishing, just the shoe line right now, and then later if it does work out, we could talk about that another time, but we kind of want to wear the shoe line, anything that's publicized, TV, maybe community service events, kind of, really showing our company. In addition, with that, he has to have really good sportsmanship. So that means amongst his players that he plays with, teammates, his coach. So that means going to practice, not going because you don't feel like it. You have to actually go, following the rules, and also having good sportsmanship against some of his competitors. So in a game match with other teammates that is not his self. In addition, we want him to obey all laws by the U.S., so all federal and state laws, and any state laws outside of the United States. So if he is to travel to a foreign country, I don't know for what, he is to follow by their rules as well. In addition, we'd like to participate at least about 10 events a year. And these could be maybe one he puts on his own, but we're going to have him work with our local marketing department. So he's going to get a lot of sponsorships, commercials, pictures, photography. But in addition, we want him to we do, like I told you, we have camps we put on annually. And we kind of want him to work with our marketing department and our president and myself, kind of go out to these events because he is the new representation of our company. He's part of it. And kind of going out there, working with children, showing the importance of sports and how great it is to play sports. And, again, helping raise money for kids who do not have the funding to be able to participate in sports.
Right.
So with that being said, over the past few years, I don't know if you know, but the contract for the first round draft, it's slowly increased the amount of the offer, right?
Yes, absolutely.
But however, the amount has increased by every year, has slowly decreased. So we did a trend analysis, and so over the past 4 years, we kind of looked at it. So, for example, from 2015 to 2016, it went up by about 10%. And like I told you, we did a trend analysis over the past 4 years and predicted that the first round draft is going to get a 7% increase off of what was offered last year. So last year they were offered around $1,600,000. And with the 7% increase, we're thinking a first-year contract, they're going to get offered around $1,800,000. So I know he's a great superstar. He's awesome. I watched him perform. He is a first-round part of the All-Star rookie team. However, he does have potential to be a first draft, but he is not a first draft pick. But I had done consideration based on his performance and how great of a player he is and how much we're really interested in investing in him. So if you would like to talk about numbers, we can talk about that. So what I have proposed, doing my trend analysis, like I told you again, so for first round draft, they're going to be offered around, we're thinking, $1,800,000. With that being said, I'm willing to offer him $450,000 for 2-year contract, and the $450,000 would be offered for each year. So it totals up to $900,000 to be offered for a signing deal. On top of that, I like to give him incentive. So for every $200 pairs of shoes he sells, I'm willing to give you $1 for every pair of shoes. Any shoe you sell up from 200,001 shoes to 500,000 pairs of shoes, I'm willing to give you $3. And I have a contract written out just to kind of go over, to kind of understand what it looks like. So here it is. So if he sells anywhere between 0 to 200,000 pairs of shoes, he'll get $1 for every pair sold. Anything sold 200,000 1 pairs of shoes to 500,000 pairs of shoes, he's going to get $3. And if he sells anything over $500,000, we're going to give him $4.50. Okay, so this gives him incentive. So based on the performance of the shoe line and how well it sells, he can gain a bonus off the top of that. And if it does work out, because he's going to be guaranteed to pretty much probably sell the $200,000, 200,000 pairs of shoes, he's going to be making $1,550,000 a year. With a 2-year contract, it's going to be at $3 million and 100,000. So $3,100,000 he'll be making a year.
So he'd be making, and that's...
Yes, so the signing bonus, like I'm going to go over, for a 2-year contract we're interested in doing with him for $900,000, just for signing a deal with us.
So the contract, how much is the contract worth, despite all the other incentive programs?
It's $900,000.
Okay, a year or 2 years? 2 years?
2 years.
Okay.
A year would be $450,000 he'll be getting for signing the contract, if you want to split it in two.
And you said, so the average, as I've looked into the market, is around that $1.5, $1.6 million as of this past year?
We're projecting this year, because last year it was about 1.6 million. We're projecting this year to be 1.8 million.
Okay.
Just because of the trend, I told you, the amount has increased, but the percentage of change increase each year has slowly decreased.
So is that 1.8 for the 2 years or the 1 year?
For like you're talking about
contract.
for the
Strictly
first.
The contract.
Oh well, I'm talking about for the first draft.
Right, for that draft contract.
Yeah, it's 1.8 million 1 year.
1 year.
1 year.
Okay. I think that it's important to kind of take into aspect. A lot of players are offered high contracts coming out of college. A lot of players don't exceed those expectations, and a lot of them don't even live up to that second contract. You know, they get that first contract, they get that $1.8 million. Career kind of fizzles out. Theotis was undrafted, but I don't think you can. I think that his performance in the NBA, he's already secured himself as one of the top sensations. He made our rookie team. He did what majority of the first round picks weren't able to do. So I don't think he should be. Would the word devalue because of his not being drafted be how you guys are operating the contract?
Well, it's not that I'm devaluing him. That's just how it normally goes. So the first draft, they usually get paid more, and then as down, it gets lower. It's percentage amount of what was offered off the amount they can offer.
Is that for players who are successful in the NBA still, or is that for players who have not lived up to their potential?
I mean, they're successful, but even off of, what they're offered, what I'm offering you is a pretty fair offer compared to, what, he's not a first, draft pick.
Right.
Even though he is great, I have emphasized that, he is a great player, but he's not first draft. And so we have kind of based him off in the middle, based on his performance. I know he did make the all-rookie team, but with the signing contract, I told you with their signing contract, they're making $3.6 million a year, and with our contract, he'll be making $3.1 million a year because we're getting incentive off the shoes. Other companies might not offer incentive off the amount of shoes he sells.
That's true.
And that's why I'm giving him an opportunity. I mean, he has the potential to make more than $3.1 million,
right.
But that is if he sells over 500,000 pairs of shoes.
Right.
Which with our marketing department, I told you, reinsuring you, we have a great marketing department. We'll work with him. He gets great commercials, promotions on TV, photography. I mean, and we're going to help him, sell the shoe line. But it also takes him, and, he wants an opportunity to grow his reputation and rebuild his reputation. So we feel like this would be a great way for him too. And, based on how his shoe line does, based on how much extra, bonus he gets.
Okay. I think he is looking for an incentive in a way, despite the revenue, to make a name for himself regardless, even if it was representing someone else.
And it's a great way for him to get involved with the community. You said he's interested in that. We literally work with children. That's our main community service focus. I told you we would set him up with our market department with myself. He can meet, our president would love to meet him. I mean, she already met him. We'll meet him again to kind of go over this. But, we get him involved with some of our local things that are going on and some of our camps. And, it's a really great way to show that he cares about the youth and that he cares about the community while also playing basketball.
Right.
And I just want to really, with signing, anything you do sign with, there are rules he has to follow. And when he does sign that, at any time if we feel like he is representing our company or not representing up to our best potential, we have the right to terminate the contract.
Okay.
And that just kind of goes with anything,
Right.
Even if you were an employer and you weren't doing your job, you have the right to.
Absolutely. And along with that, Theotis is looking for resurrection. He's looking for a new life. He's done with the past. He's ready to move. He's taking the time to sit down and ensure those things don't happen again. Again, I want to reiterate that, of those 30 players in those first 2 drafts, I guess almost 25 more players in that first round draft, they do get the big dollars, the big money. Theotis has already played a year in the NBA. He's already established himself. So he did what the rest of the rookies who were paid the money weren't able to do by making all NBA rookie team. And he was considered Rookie of the Year, which correlates directly with the number 1 pick. Mm-hmm. So he has proved to the world that he is worth that first draft pick money. Because Rookie of the Year essentially is the top draft pick. Mm-hmm. That is the number 1 rookie who came in the class.
And I totally take that into accommodation too. What is he looking for? As in, we've established that he's looking for some way to kind of build his reputation,
absolutely.
Kind of get involved with the community. But what else is he looking for as an offer?
Right. I think that I don't even have to say what he's looking for, but I can kind of give you an idea that you already know about the rest of the market. A company called No Limit offered Steve Madison, who's been a troubled player. He's a little bit advanced, unfortunately, in the process of negative actions and conflict with his career. Like I said, Theotis he just had his first year, no issues, no legal trouble, no conflicts, and he was considered for Rookie of the Year. Stevie Madison, player, he was offered the $2 million money for 3 years, and to note it, it's been a huge, huge success for No Limit, the company No Limit, and for Steve Madison. Have you guys kind of looked at that aspect of the market?
We have, but I see his point. He was offered, you said, $2 million for 3 years for a signing contract. Okay. Well,
and that would be $2 million each year, so it'd be $2 million for 3 years. So he worked his way up to $6 million, and that came out of a troubled college player who was, like I said, more advanced and also in a way less talented than Theotis is. Theotis has done things, like I said, the other first round rookies didn't do.
Okay, well, we can make an accommodation because I know we're really interested in it,
right.
And he's really interested. So we can kind of make a different type of offer.
Okay.
It seems like you're more interested in the signing deal. You kind of want that a little bit higher.
I would like to not necessarily make it higher. I am 100% what Theotis wants is obviously that signing contract and that deal. And I also think your incentive system is fantastic. Not only for him. It gives him pressure and a good pressure, healthy pressure, to provide for you all. You all will make commission off that, and we can also provide Theotis with a start that many companies are willing to give him. But he does like that what you're providing. Other companies haven't always taken into consideration. That's why we want to work extra closely with you guys, and so we see if we can work at a deal that's fair to Theotis and it's fair to you guys.
Okay. Well, I can try to work out a contract for a little bit more. I originally, if we're gonna kind of want the signing deal a little bit higher, I'm gonna have to make an adjustment on how much he's gonna make off per pair sold.
Okay.
Because that is affecting amount of money.
Absolutely.
So how about I offer him $600,000 a year.
Okay.
So totaling that together, it'd be a $1.2 million.
For 2 years?
For 2 years.
Okay.
I'm going to be willing to give him $1 still for every 200 pairs shoes sold.
Okay.
And then I'll give him $2.50 for every shoe he sells anywhere between $200,000 and $500,000 pairs of shoes.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about your economic budget and what you guys have done in the footwear department. Expecting to sell 200,000 pair of shoes it's not necessarily a huge number, but it's a number that we'd like to be able to meet. So how have you guys?
Well, for us, we have to sell 200 pairs of shoes to break even.
Okay.
So we're investing a lot of money in him, and not to mention, not in this contract, but we're going to be investing about $1 million worth of advertisement in him already. So it might not sound like the part of the contract of the deal, but I have to also take that in consideration as well. So the reason why we kind of have this is we want to break even. We want to make a profit as much as he wants to make money too. So that's why we're getting him incentive. For every over 200 pairs of shoes he sells, we have the amount of money he gets per pair of shoe increases.
Right.
So it gives him incentive to perform well because it's his shoe line. I mean, as well as we're marketing it, he is the main figure of it. It's his name, it's his shoe line. So he is the main part of the shoe line. And like I said, we're going to help him to get there and establish it. I mean, our marketing department is going to be the one that's really advertising the shoe.
Okay.
But it also affects his reputation. And I know he has shown that he's improved these past 2 years, but you know, I do have to take in consideration of, I know I've now talked to, I understand, a better understanding of his past.
Yes.
And that clears up a lot of things.
Okay.
Because, you know, always knowing people's personal story.
Absolutely, it's important.
You know, I don't ever judge anything by cover. So, I mean, I kind of, you know, looked at, you know, some of his past performance and some of the things that he's kind of stumbled across in his life and kind of reevaluate. You know, I kind of figured there might have been maybe something, you know.
Right.
You know, not everyone matures at the, you know, same pace as everybody.
Absolutely.
So how do you feel about, you know, the second deal that I have offered you? So it would be $600,000 a year. So with the 2-year contract we want to do, it'd be $1.2 million. And he would be getting $1 for every 0 to 200,000 pairs of shoes he sold. He would get $2.50 for any shoe he sold between 250,000 pairs of shoes, and then we would give him $4 for anything he sold over 500,000 pairs of shoes.
Right. Yeah. No, I think that that also is a you know, a productive number. I know you mentioned you're going to spend $1 million in advertising. I think that can be maybe contributed and factored to different areas. Maybe more of a signing bonus, due to the fact that he's already secured himself he is the number 2 essentially. He did not win Rookie of the Year; he was the runner-up, but he won. You know, he's the second sensation coming out of the league, and he's entered his second season now. You know, the season's 4 weeks, obviously. And, you know, this 2-year contract that he'd like to make with you guys is a valuable one. However, he's going to be up for another contract very soon. And the way he's performing, he's going to be in line for a humongous contract with not only a team, but with many other drink companies, more advertising companies, bigger shoe line companies. But keeping in mind, he would like to work with you all. So maybe we could work out a way to factor in more of a guaranteed signing bonus, as he can have more safety and insurance that he will be able to make a profit and, you know, and be able to be comfortable in this NBA lifestyle, as well as help you guys out with the incentive system.
Okay, well, how about since you know, I guess you're saying that's kind of, I can see how it's kind of risky, not knowing how well your shoes are going to perform out.
And you guys you've never distributed a forward before. This is your first sneaker. You were looking at other college superstars. However, again, it's important to remember, Theotis is actually, you can take a chance on him because he's already proved he is a top rookie.
How about, with that being said, how about we offer him, how about $1 million per year, so $2 million for a 2-year contract. And if he does sell, let's say, I'm going to say 250,000 pairs of shoes, okay? I am willing to give him 3% of the profit we make as a company off of his line pair of shoes.
You'll add that to whatever?
Whatever the profit we make off, if we sell up to 250,000 pairs of shoes, I'll give him 3% of the profit we make.
Okay. Before we go into that deal, can you tell me a little bit what your roof is and where you where do you want to stop the money at for? As to where you value him at?
I mean, I have a limit. It's around $4 million.
Okay.
But you know, we're kind of like, you know, trying to save a little bit of money to kind of invest. Like I told you, we're a private corporation.
Absolutely.
We're not as big as the other, but we are a growing company. And we also have to have money to save for our charity events that we have to put on, and kind of pay our staff our salaries too.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of out of budget just because of all the costs we have as a company. I mean, we sell apparel, sports gear, we sell a variety of things, and we're kind of trying to save a little bit of the money too for research and kind of redeveloping our company as well. So that's kind of my reserve level.
And I would say you do value Theotis as a top as a
We
top
do.
player. Right. Okay. Could we maybe factor in maybe a percentage of those events you need money for into Theotis' contract, as in raise his contract, but take a percentage out for events that he will already be at, but he may directly like to kind of contribute to.
So you're saying to take his deal out, like decrease his pay a little bit?
Or you could give him more money as a contract, and maybe you could take a little bit of that money out and put it towards contracts. Put it towards the 10 events you guys would like him to be at.
That's why I have a reserve level right now, because I'm trying to save a little bit extra so we can have these events we can participate in. I mean, the events is a charity event, so I mean, we put these on annually free. I mean, we take time off of our hours that we work to go out.
Which he would love to help with in the preparation.
So it's not really money; it's money to provide for the kids. So giving him money to come out to event is not really something we're looking for, looking to, because it's like I'm paying him to come to a community service.
Okay. Which essentially in his contract, he is entitled to go to these events.
To those, but it's not like we're paying him as an employee to come to them. He's just required to come to them if he's having a shoe line wear with us. So I mean, we don't get paid to go to these charity events as ourselves as staff. It's all volunteer based, but we all have so much passion for children that we volunteer ourselves. So paying him to come out to an event to increase his contract, I don't really see a point to, because that's just like I'm paying him to do community when I'm trying to get him involved with the community. So that's something we really value.
Right. So right now, were we sitting at that $1 million per year, and then factor in the incentive system as well?
The only thing I'm willing to offer you, if he does sell 250,000 pairs of shoes or more, I'm willing to offer him 30% of the profit we make off the 250,000 pairs of shoes. But he has to sell 250,000 pairs of shoes or more.
That I would say is fair to both of us. I would say he's almost worth. I want to kind of give you guys, an idea of what other companies are looking for. What they're actually, they are providing these talented and more troubled players than Theotis is with that higher money. I think that if we were able to go a little higher than $1 million and still create that 0 to 2,000 incentive system, it could be a more productive deal for both of us.
Okay. The most I'm kind of willing to go is probably about $1.2 million a year.
Okay.
But he will not get the percentage of the profit if he does not sell at least. I'll go back down to 200,000 pairs of shoes. If he sells over 200,000 pairs of shoes, the profit I make I will give him 30% of it. But he will not gain any money until he sells up to 200,000 pairs of shoes. Once you reach that goal, I will make sure he is administered his bonus.
Okay.
So $1.2 million a year, so that equals $2.4 million for a 2-year contract.
Okay.
And then if he does sell 250,000 pairs of shoes or more, he'll be issued the 3% profit off of what we make when we do sell those shoes.
Okay. How about we do the same deal, 1.25. That way ensures if he doesn't sell it, that way ensures both of us have security on that $250,000 shoe line. So we do 1.25 and then the incentive system.
Okay, that's like a deal to me.
Deal?
Yeah, and we'd like to have him come back in and kind of meet with us, kind of talk to us. We'll make sure we set up all his, work with our market department so you can kind of understand that.
He'd love to meet you guys. He would love to meet you guys. Yeah.
And then the only thing before we do that, I guess you can go back and kind of talk it over. I know we saw it today. Are you allowed to sign for him today?
I will bring it back to him. But,
okay,
however, we can rearrange a meeting for next week, and we can actually come in here and do it.
And I can readjust this contract I made and fix it. But I just want to reiterate we do have rules to follow.
Absolutely.
And at any time he does break our rules or we do not feel as if he's representing our company, we have the right to terminate the contract. Signing it, you will sign it as a witness.
Absolutely.
And then we'll all be signing it knowing that we did see him sign it. So just want to make sure that is reiterated so that
Theotis is looking for structure and to be around good people who hold him to a standard and hold him accountable, which he's never had his entire life. So I think the rules, regulations are what it can make you guys grow and him grow as a person as well.
Well, we're really looking forward to working with him and you as well, because you're going to be representing him a lot.
That's right.
So we appreciate your time coming out here, and we're really excited for this opportunity.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was awesome meeting you too.
Thank you so much. Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
So we got to walk you out the door.
Absolutely.